Okay, so we're back on the Scirocco today. The plan is to try and get all of the coolant sorted, along with getting the radiator fitted properly. And we've also got to try and sort out this breather. So the ABFs don't have a breather on the top here. They kind of have it down on the block, which if you're using the standard inlet manifold, there's a pipe that goes from there in, so it kind of pulls the fumes back in to be reburnt. Being as well I'm not using the original manifold, I've got to come up with a way of either having a catch can or some kind of external breather. That I think that's about 1.25 inch diameter, which is a bit big really for most catch cans. I think they're about 19mm, which is 3.25. So I have come up with a way that I think I can get around that. So I bought this block-off plate from Creations Motorsport. Basically it fits over, you can see this unit here, you see the bolt holes line up. It fits over there, but this is more of like a block-off plate than a breather. So what I've got is a 19mm like barbed bulkhead connector. I think I'm going to chop it off there, drill a hole in this piece, thread that through, bolt it from the other side, and then that'll give me a nice barbed connector that'll be off the front here. You kind of see the size difference. I mean, that'll pretty much fit straight in. It's a lot bigger. I think that'll just be a bit of a neater way of doing it. I can then run some kind of breather hose to a catch can or something. I think down here would fit ideal. Also got a few other bits for the radiator. That's the piece that I was missing off the front. It's just from a TDI Golf. Most of them are the same, so that was quite easy to source. That's the original top radiator hose. That should fit on the top and go to radiator wherever I fit it. That's a newer Mark IV style ball. It's not in the nicest condition. I have got a better one somewhere, but I think I'd quite like to try and incorporate one of these. It kind of just looks a little bit smarter. I'm hoping that I can maybe make some sort of bracket, and the hose from the original coolant reservoir should fit. So yeah, and then that's my radiator with the brackets that I made, kind of all bottled up, ready to go in. So yeah, let's get into it. I've got the top two and that right bolt there out. That one has got no hex head on it. It looks like it's been rounded. I don't know if you can see, I've tried tapping a spline into it to loosen it, but it doesn't seem to want to be coming out. So I think I'm going to have to drill it out. It's a bit of a pain to get to. If I can drill the head off, and then hoping the rest of it will slide off, I can possibly get a pair of grips on it or something just to pull it out. Yeah, wish me luck. Well, I managed to drill the head off. The next thing is getting that out. I'm hoping a set of mole grips will just clamp on it. There's quite a decent bit of material there. Let's see. There we go, got it out. Yeah, just got a set of mole grips on it, rocked it backwards and forwards, and it come out. There's the old saying that a 10-minute job with one rounded nut could take 3 days or something along those lines. I don't know. Yeah, I was sensing one of those moments. So a little bit of patience. I had to change my drill bit because the one was a bit blunt, but yeah, that worked out lovely. So time to get the plate mocked up. So I've roughly measured that up. I think I'm going to put it about there. So there it is, my blanking plate with my 90mm barb on it. Just cut the back off that. You can see just a little gap there, and I've tried a rubber washer like an O-ring, but I don't really like the look of it. I haven't got a washer big enough for it. I'm just a bit, I don't want to have any gaps, so I think I might just pop into town and grab a better washer. There was also like a gasket around there as well. This doesn't have the recess for it, so I think I'm just going to use some like sump gasket stuff just to go around the edge, just to stop that from leaking. But yeah, I'm really happy with how it fits. The nuts fits nicely into that hole, and yeah, looks quite good. Whether I'll spray it black, don't know. I'll probably leave it as for now. But yeah, on to the next thing. And there we go, bolted on. I'm really happy with how it's come out. Said might spray it black, depends if it's nice or not, but yeah, that should work out lovely for a hose to come somewhere around here for a breather. So next job is to get the outlet here reconnected, and then look how I can get the radiator sorted. So I've run the Speedo cable in. It fits quite nicely there, kind of goes behind the brake reservoir. But yeah, I've got a massive issue here. So there's a little retaining clip that I've just dropped there, and it kind of threads into the gearbox. The bolt that was in there didn't quite feel right, and trying to thread it in, it didn't really bite too much. So I took the bolt out of the old engine that was in here, the 1.6 with the gearbox, and it did not fit at all. It was really loose in there. I had a look, and it looks like there's some metal in there, so I'm not sure if that's stripped. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do if that is stripped, because that has to be clamped down in. Whether I can tap it or not, I don't know. Yeah. Today has absolutely whipped my ass. I don't know why, it's just been such a hard day trying to get these hoses to fit. Having to drill out that Allen bolt with the breather before, and now the gearbox. So I think it's time to call it a day. I'm going to go home, have a cup of tea, I think, and have a think about what I can do about this. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Right, it's been a couple of days, but we're back on the Scirocco. I managed to get the Speedo into the gearbox. I didn't film that. I came up the other day by myself. I just took my time. I basically re-tapped it to an M8. And I was winding it in a quarter of a turn at a time, winding it back out, because it's kind of a cup in the gearbox that's threaded. I didn't want to go all the way to the bottom and then basically spin the threads out again and be in the same situation. So yeah, managed to sort that, which is great. So I'm going to try and get everything finished in the engine bay. I'm yet to fit the exhaust manifold, so I've got the car on the ramp to kind of help me do that. I've already pre-wrapped the top part of the manifold. I don't know if anyone's ever used this kind of like glass fibre heat wrap before, but it is horrible. It gets everywhere. So I'm going to suit up and get the rest of it wrapped and installed. I know this seems a bit overkill, but this stuff is horrible. It's itchy. It gets everywhere. I don't want it on my clothes. So yeah, hence the Heisenberg suit. I am the danger. Manifold's all wrapped up now, and I've bolted that in place. You can see how tight it is between the downpipe and the steering rack gaiter there. I'll show you underneath the car as well. You can really see how tight that is between the downpipe and the steering gaiter. I've put some heat wrap on that as well, just to make sure it doesn't get burnt. So if there's ever a gap in there, it's not gonna burn there. But yeah, it's quite tight under here, but yeah, the manifold fits up lovely. Ready for the exhaust. Still waiting on a few bits. I'm waiting for a gasket for the bike carbs. I've bought a standard one, but I have seen that there's like an uprated one you can get for bike carb conversions. So I'm just waiting on that one. I've ordered a belt as well for this. If it fits, I'll put the part number, and also catch can. So that was my breather there. I'm going to make the catch can over here, but again, I'm waiting for that. So that's about all that I can do in the engine bay. I think being as I got the car on the ramp now, I think I might have a look at how I can mount the fuel pump. So talking of fuel pumps, being as though my car was originally a carb car, not an injection, I don't have an in-tank pump. It draws it from the engine. So you could use an injection pump, but they're ridiculously expensive because everyone wants them for conversions, and I don't think they're the right pressure for bike carbs. So I've bought a Yamaha R1 bike pump. So it's for these carbs, so it should work. It's got a Mitsubishi symbol on it, so I mean, the car's practically an Evo now, so that's even better. But yeah, nice simple setup. You've got your filter, and then it sits in this cradle, which kind of stops it vibrating when it's bolted to the car. Now, I have found a space underneath the car. This is next to the fuel tank, just by the rear beam. I don't know if you can see or not, but there is. So there's a bolt there that holds the fuel tank in. But next to it, there's a little rubber grommet. Now, I'm hoping that's in a nice convenient place underneath the car, because I can just poke it through there as opposed to drilling through the bottom. And I think the bike carb pump should bolt up lovely in there. Probably something like that. Yeah, it'd be something like that. I've got to move the existing lines to try and get it all fitted, but yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. Right, so I've got the bike pump mounted. Just kind of used a spacer to go in the existing bolt. Seems to have worked well. It's holding quite steady. The trouble I'm having is going from the bike pump fitting to the existing Scirocco ones. Now, I did have hard lines here. I've ended up ripping them out. I've got a length of pipe that will do the whole length, the whole section, allowing myself to introduce myself. I'm not overly crazy on using this conduit, but I just kind of threw something together. Yeah. The existing lines, as I started to bend them, they're just a bit crusty and old, and they started to leak. I mean, what do you expect? They're 35 years old, so yeah, just ended up pulling them straight off. Didn't take long, so you just pull those clips apart. The conduit seems to sit there okay, and it's just a little bit of extra protection. I could go braided, I suppose, or make just one custom fuel line. I don't know yet. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, for trying it, that should be fine. I've just got to connect an inline filter from the pump there to the send on the tank. But yeah, that's where I am. I'm probably going to leave it there for today. So yeah, catch you soon. I've just pulled that piece of foam out. See where the other one was over there. It's just down the side here. And it looks like, I'd say, that's the tank nut on the right there, and that's the grommet on the left. There's already an existing wire running there, so I think that's going to be perfect, so I can run the wire along and then to the fuse box, which is over that side of the car. So yeah, that should work, so I'm going to go with that. And there's the inline filter installed with the send from the tank. The return I've just blanked off for now. I'll probably pull that up out of the way so it's nice and tidy, but yeah, it's all plumbed in. Right, I'm gonna call that episode to an end there. Got the pump in, which is good. Not exactly how I wanted to do it, but it'll do for now. It'll do to get it running. Next episode, I'm probably gonna look at getting the electrics sorted, getting the wiring sorted in the engine bay, and getting the battery put in the boot, and possibly look at fitting the bike cars themselves. I'm still waiting on a gasket for that, but I might just put them on to get it all mocked up. But yeah, thanks for watching again. Make sure you subscribe to catch that. So see you soon. Apparently I don't smile enough. Bye.